Hola! Happy Friday, friends! Hope you're all doing great and had a beautiful, beautiful week. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so excited to share one of my favorite summer recipes with you. Pesto is extremely easy to make, and for those of you that are lucky to have a garden at home, it's the best way to not have your basil go to waste. So I'm gonna share with you a very easy pesto that it's happens to be vegan. I really enjoy that we can have the option if we're having guests over that they happen to be plant-based, so you have your pesto ready to go, and if you choose otherwise, you can always sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. So welcome, hola, Arturo, everybody, welcome, hi Navila, welcome everybody. All right, so we'll get started. Like I said, today we're making a pesto salad. Here is my board, and you can see some of my stove. Cool. So, hi, hola. Great. So we're gonna start by toasting our pine nuts. I have here half a cup of pine nuts. I have my cast iron on low. I'm gonna increase the heat a little bit. The great thing about cast iron is that they always have like even even heat distribution, so that's wonderful. We're just gonna give them a little toast, and they take a little while. It's like a gentle toast, and we'll toss them around so they can toast everywhere. Cool. So we'll have those going for now. Next up, our basil. This is basil I got from the farmer's market, and it's absolutely beautiful. There are some leaves that are wilted and brown or oxidized, and that's completely fine. Everything can go in the same pot to make pesto. Like I have a couple leaves here that are very close to being done, but they're great. You can even fry these up, and they're like, it's a beautiful crunchy texture because these are a little bit drier, so they fry beautifully. Okay, anyway, so to destem the basil from their little plant, I typically go in the root of the leaf or the little stem itself, and just pinch it with my nail and go all around the little plant. I already did for the other bunches that I had. So for those of you joining in, we're making pesto, homemade pesto, which is so easy to make, and it's a great, it freezes amazing, so you can have it in cubes, like ice cubes, and just freeze them and have them in a Ziploc bag, and pop them on a chicken or a pasta, whatever it is that you like to cook. Welcome everyone. Okay, so we have our basil ready. It's very important that when you're cooking in the kitchen to have most of your ingredients handy and ready, so it just makes the process a lot easier. We're gonna give our pine nuts a little stir. We can't forget about them because they toast pretty fast since they're so small, and I don't know if you can tell, they're already developing their oil, and some of them are getting toasty. So don't forget about them over here. And great. So we're gonna, I have my pot over here boiling with water. So yeah, I feel that I have so many things going on, but it's easy. Okay, so important thing to know about cooking pasta is that whenever you're getting ready to cook it, the water has to be boiling and salty like the ocean. So we're gonna pour probably about a tablespoon of salt and give it a good swirl. And once it boils up again, we'll add our pasta, and I think this one cooks for 10 minutes. Cool. So in goes our pasta. Perfecto. And once I put the pasta in, this is it's called campale or campanelle, sorry. They look like little, I'll show you one. So you give it a little swirl so they distribute evenly. This is a short pasta. It looks like little bells or flowers. I love doing this type of pasta when I do a salad of this sort because everything gets into everything gets into the pasta, so like there's just pockets of ready to be filled with delicious pesto. So perfect. We'll leave our pasta to go there. We'll give our pine nuts another good swirl so they toast evenly, and we'll get going with our pesto. So quick thing, I'm gonna use lemon zest for the pasta itself when we toss it, or the salad. So what I'm gonna do, I already did most of the lemon, but you don't wanna go, you only wanna have like the very like last layer of the skin from the lemon. So you don't really wanna go into the whiter parts because that makes it extremely bitter. So make sure when you're zesting some lemon, you can do that with a cheese grater. Make sure you're doing the only very top oily layer of skin. There you go. Let me know. Hola, Kelsey. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm here to hopefully respond most of them. Cool. So now I have my lemon there. My lemon zest. I'll cut my lemon in half so it's ready for our base, for our pesto over here. Cool. Awesome. I think our pine nuts are very close to being ready. We can make the pesto without the pine nuts, so it's all good. Our pasta is back to boiling, so we'll give it a little nice swirl so it doesn't stick to the bottom, and they flow with the bubbling of the water, and it's just even cooking. Perfect. Alrighty, so I'm gonna measure out my avocado oil for the pesto. What I'm gonna do for the recipe, and if you wanna, after we're done here, if you wanna link in our bio and sign up for Chosen Foodies recipe of every week, that's great. We're working on that, so a lot of you have asked about having the recipes. So once you are done with our live, make sure you log into there so we can share those recipes that I've been making lately. Cool. So awesome. So I'm gonna put in our food processor. I don't know if you can see it over here. Perfect. So it's probably about 2 to 3 packed cups of basil. There's many types of pestos that you can make with any type of nut, any type of green. This is a more traditional Italian pesto, which is made with basil. The original one is made with Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna leave that out for now, just for personal preference. So I have 2 to 3 cups of basil leaves. I'm gonna chop down the top of, this is a flat Italian parsley, and just give it a good twist, and you're left with the portion you want to throw in there. So I'm going to distribute the parsley. You can do it with, I saw one of our friends, Chosen cooking friends, Paulina, made kale and arugula pesto, I think yesterday, so it's super tasty. We'll pour the oil. It's half a cup of avocado oil, about half a teaspoon of salt. We'll start with 2 garlic cloves. One there. Gonna give this a little chop, because this is a big one. Do you speak French. I used to speak better French, but yeah, I certainly lost some of it. But I really enjoy speaking different languages. So I just gave our garlic a quick chop, so I can distribute them evenly. I recommend you go easy on the garlic, and you can always add more when you're processing your pesto. Sorry, I forgot the pine nuts, which are a very important part of our pesto. Cool. So pine nuts are ready. I'm gonna do probably around half of it. So we put half a cup in the pan, and I'm gonna just leave some on the side for to use as a garnish. Awesome. So once we have this going, I hope it's not super loud over there. But I grind it up. I start on low. So I started on low, and as you can probably tell, they are already super chopped up, which is awesome. It's somewhat the consistency we're looking for right now. It might need a little bit more oil, and it's already super fragrant with the pine nuts and the garlic, so everything's looking beautiful. I'm gonna add the lemon juice from 1 lemon, so it's probably about, I want to say about a little bit over a tablespoon. And I think we're gonna have to add a little bit more oil, so it's a tad runnier. I'm gonna crank this up again. Our pasta is very close to being done. Beautiful. Look at it, friends. They look like little bells, and all those little holes are gonna be full with pesto and deliciousness. Perfecto. Okay, so we'll give this another mix, and add some avocado oil. And we're right there where we want it, friends. Awesome, it smells so tasty. I'm gonna check for salt, and we can always add it. Look how beautiful and pretty this is. See, I hope you can make it at home. I'm gonna taste it for salt. Oh, it's great. So I always like to make my pesto this way because there's something special about having the oil from the pine nuts, and just the citrus taste of the lemon. For me it works, and I hope you really enjoy making it at home. One of my friends at work asked right before the show if she could make pesto with cashews, and the answer is yes. You can make pesto with anything you have handy at home. Pistachio, almond, anything really works to make pesto happen. So yeah, and you can find like multiple different pesto recipes out there, but this is the one, kind of like through my experience, I've stick to this one that I made, and that's that. Our pasta is very close to boiling over, but it looks like it's ready. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. So whenever you're making pasta salads, it's important to cook your pasta almost all the way through, because if not, it will become, it will have quite a bite when you refrigerate it. So I'm gonna take care of the water. Perfect. Make sure you drain it well, because this type of pastas can hold a bunch of water in between them. So make sure you take care of that too. Give it a good, and now we have our beautiful pasta bells. Awesome. I'm gonna move this up here so we have enough room. Awesome, and look how pretty our pesto came out. So you can freeze, like I said in the beginning, you can freeze this, it freezes beautifully. And you can add it on chicken. If you like, you could cook with this kind of pesto because it's obviously made with avocado oil, so it holds a high heat temperature, which means it doesn't burn when you cook. So that's a huge advantage to have frozen and ready to go. Cool, so awesome. We're gonna leave our pesto here on the side as we start prepping for our salad. I bought a few different things that I found at the store I went to. I've been shopping at Specialty Produce, which is a local San Diego, almost like warehouse. They have a bunch of different amazing stuff, which I love. So if you're local to San Diego, you should check it out. They have amazing produce. They have a beautiful farmer's market. So yeah. Okay, so here we have some olives, whatever olives you like best or prefer at home. That works well. I think Amazon got here. So here is, I don't know, maybe it all depends on your liking. If you love olives, then go for it. I didn't find my favorite kind of olives, but I found these beautiful pitted Kalamata olives, which work great too. Okay, so I'm gonna split the olives into 4 longwise. So go in the middle and then chop up another time. So they're like tiny little strips. Like I've mentioned in the past, it's important to distribute or like make the cuts to whatever it is you're making into similar shapes or similar sizes. So whenever you're giving a bite, you get a little bit of everything instead of having like chunks of cucumber, or when we made the celery salad, that was the case. So yeah, I think this was about probably 1/3 of a cup of pitted olives. Again, there's right now, I'll write up the recipes for you guys if you wanna link in our bio after we're done here. So you will subscribe to our Chosen Foodies newsletter so you can receive all these pretty recipes. So we're very happy to share this with you. Cool. Any questions so far? Today we made pesto from scratch since the summer is coming. We want to be ready. And this is a simple, fresh recipe you can have in your freezer. It keeps well in the refrigerator for maybe about a month, I would say. Okay, so there's our olives. Gonna sprinkle them over here. I also found some sun-dried tomatoes, which I love. So I'm gonna do a couple of those. And we'll just give them a little rough chop, or cut them into stripes, whatever you feel comfortable with. What's the name of my favorite olives? My favorite olives are called Castelvetrano. They're original from Italy, and they're bright green and they're so creamy that I just love them. I could go through a jar in one sitting. So maybe it was a sign that I didn't find them for a reason. Yeah, welcome whoever's joining. We're halfway through making pesto salad. And yeah, you can add anything to this kind of pasta salads. If you fancy canned tuna or shredded chicken, or keep it vegetarian, everything works. That's the beauty about getting creative in the kitchen, is that you can do anything you'd like. Okay, The other thing I found, hi, hola, hola Christina, welcome Jess. It's artichoke hearts. So these are grilled artichoke hearts, also found at Specialty. And they just give this tangy, delicious flavor. So if you are a fan, you should definitely buy these. I love adding these to salads and just have a jar in your refrigerator. I will leave this kind of chunky so it adds texture to our salad, and they'll go right in. Perfecto. Okay, so we have sun-dried tomatoes, calamara olives, and our pasta so far. Oh, and the artichoke hearts. So now we have that. We will go ahead and make our kind of like dressing for the salad, which is mostly going to be pesto. So a big spoonful of the freshly made pesto. I'm gonna go for another touch of it because we want it to be the star of the show. This is roasted garlic mayo that hopefully you can find in stores very soon. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of it. This is so tasty, I cannot even tell you. We go through jars and jars on burgers, on sandwiches, on salads, everything. It's important to add some salt in there, some fresh ground pepper. Perfecto. Okay. Oh, and our lemon zest. Also, I'm gonna add some lemon juice in here because lemon makes everything better. Just like bacon. Okay, awesome. So, oh, barely any seeds on this. So that's awesome. Perfect. So, here we go. This is what it looks like right now. We have lemon zest, salt, roasted garlic mayo, or you can use regular mayo if you have it at home. Also, all of our mayos are made with, or most of them except for one, they're made with avocado oil, 100% pure avocado oil. So they're just so tasty and delicious. Cool. I'm salivating, as you can tell. So we made a beautiful dressing here. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit more pesto, just because I want that brighter green. Perfect. And we're gonna pour it over our beautiful pasta. The great thing about salting your pasta water is that the pasta itself will maintain that flavor. So it's important to cook your pasta with the right amount of salt. If not, it's just like tasteless and bland. So I really recommend to have the water salty like the ocean almost. Cool. So there we have it. The pasta is sticking to itself a little bit, but we give it a good swirl. I think we might need a little bit more sauce, but it's okay. We can always add the pesto, which is ready to go. Honestly, the mayo is just to give it a little creamy touch, but whatever you prefer, you can also leave it out without a problem. I just love to have that like tangy and creamy texture in the salad. So awesome. Yeah, I think we can add a little bit more pesto. Cool. You'd like some? Yes. Oh my gosh, we should have a drive over. So definitely a lot more pesto. It's a lot of pasta. Yeah, because I did the whole pound or the whole box of it, so it makes sense. Cool. Well, that's what we were here for. So very, very exciting. It smells amazing. The garlic is coming through and there's the toasty pine nuts. Perfect. Awesome. Ship some to New York. I wish I could. Why don't you fly me over and I'll cook for you? Awesome. So this is pretty much it, friends. I'm gonna pour the rest of my pine nuts on top of this, and a beautiful small touch is pomegranate seeds that I also found in the market, and this will give it a good crunch. I love pomegranate seeds on many things. Traditionally or typically I make my guacamole with pomegranate seeds, so just have fun with it. This is what it looks like. How long will the pesto stay fresh in my fridge? So typically I would say it would be safe to have it in there for a month. It's good to go. If it becomes too dry, you can add a little bit of more oil and that will keep it safe. I need to try send some to North Carolina. Oh, I wish, friends. So this is what it looks like. Thank you so much for joining us today. Any other questions before we take off to our beautiful Friday? Let's see. Okay, make sure you join our list to send you the recipes on email if you'd like. If not, we'll see you here next Friday. Where can I get the recipe again? Yes, yeah, I just said it. I hope I responded to your question. Grazie mille. Ciao a tutti. Thank you, friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful Friday. Bye-bye.